Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition, The Joker. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we've got 22 moving parts, the peg hook hooky hook thing, and McFarlane Toys with the squishy spawn face. We also have a window right here to let some light in from the top, I suppose. A couple of pieces of tape. A nice chrome colored border there that goes around the entire window. Going around to the front, we've got a nice big window showcasing the figure and accessories. And again, here in that chromey color, McFarlane Collector Edition, DC Multiverse The Joker, and then it's got the chrome down here at this bottom line too, which carries over to this side, and you can see right there and up. Also, number 57 also in that chrome, and the chrome around the window. The Joker says right there, and then partial window right there. I guess, I don't know if it's to let light in or so you can see in there. I don't know. DC Multiverse. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, DC print, WB print, collector, age 17 and up. And there's, you can't see it, there's a number imprinted on here. It's not printed, but imprinted. And then we've got a barcode and symbols I'm not going to learn. And then this side, DC Multiverse. And again, in that chromey look, McFarlane Collector Edition, The Joker, Batman number 57 in the chrome, McFarlane Toys with the chrome around it, squishy spawn face. And finally, we move to the back, McFarlane Toys, squishy spawn face, The Joker, Batman. And then we've got some nice artwork here. And then on Facebook, X, and Instagram, hashtag McFarlane Toys, squishy spawn face. There's the address if you want to write them a letter, and also made in China print. And that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and the accessories. And we'll start with the accessories. And first up, as we normally do on these McFarlane Toys, we'll take a look at the collector card. It's a very comic inspired version of 89 Joker, just like the figure, Arkham Asylum in the background, which never appeared in that 89 movie. It's got McFarlane Collector Edition. It's got the chrome color in the print there. On the back here, in the chrome here, the Joker, Batman. And then there's a zoomed in piece of the face from the art on the front side of the card and the back of the packaging. Data file, again, that's all edged out in chrome there. And if you want to read all the information on the card there, you can pause it right here and do so. And now moving right along, DC Multiverse, DC WB, and all that good stuff. So it's a collector card. Keep them if you want, toss them if you don't want them. And then here we have the standard McFarlane Toys stand. It's got a nice chrome silver DC logo on it, the classic DC bullet, the one I really like. And then one peg, nothing on the bottom. And here we have handy dandy tweezers. We'll take a look at the hands next. And he's got a left and a right splayed out finger hand. Nice molded details, all molded in color. And it looks like They're supposed to be gloved, but I can see his fingernails on there, so maybe these are like surgical gloves. And again, nice molded details on this one as well. But it's an actual hand and not a hand in a glove. He also comes with a set of fists. And again, nice molded details. Molded in color. So, some of those, I'm pretty sure probably all of them we've seen before. Next up, we have his revolver with the bang flag hanging out of it. And again, I have to say, it's nice molded details. And I kind of wish they'd give us a little bit of paint here on the handle, but with it being based on the comic book rather than the actual film, a bang on both sides would have been nice too. So moving right along to the same revolver before he reduces the length of the barrel. And again, nice molded details on it. It looks alright for what it is. Very bendy plastic for the barrel. You can see it's got a little bit of a bend in it right there. A little bit of heat should clear that right up. So again, that's another nice piece. He also comes with his cane. It's got some nice silver up here and a silver band right here, and those are molded in. And other than that, it's, you know, a walking cane or a cane. He also comes with this megaphone. I don't know if we've seen this in the line before. I don't remember having seen it before, but there it is in nice comic book colors. And then here is the hat with the hair on it. And again, very comic book color, and that applies to the figure as well. But at least all the colors match up like they're supposed to, or they work like they're supposed to. So you can see it's got a post hole in there, and it fits around his ears. There's also a channel on the side of his head where the sideburns go, as you can see right there. So, you know, not bad overall. Now let's take a look at the figure itself. And yes, I have to say, this doesn't really look like Jack Nicholson. But I'm also going to say this. I don't think it would have mattered if McFarlane had gotten the rights to do the actual Jack Nicholson. It probably would have looked like this. At any rate, because, you know, they're not the best with likenesses. But I have to say, you know, that one, it's not bad. It's kind of close. You can tell it's supposed to be Jack Nicholson as the Joker. At least I can. And you can see the hairpiece doesn't quite fit all the way down in there. And I did swap them out to change them out. A little bit of heat might fix that. Yeah, that's fitting in there a little bit better now, I think. So I don't think that looks overly bad. Again, I think the face is, you know who it is. Other than just the Joker. You can tell it's supposed to be the 89 Joker. And then the colors on it are very bright. I wish that they would have dulled down the plastic and the overlays and stuff. They're very, very shiny. And then I like the little scarf piece there. And of course he's wearing his vest and his checkerboard pants. He's got his orange shirt up under there. At least I think it's orange. I'm colorblind. Don't make fun of handicapped people. And then you can see it poking out under the sleeves of the jacket there. And I really like these pants. And then the shoes, of course, they're not black. They're kind of, is that a dark purple maybe? I'm guessing, because again, don't make fun of handicapped people. So I have to say, overall, the look of it is it's okay. It's not the greatest likeness, but then again, like I said earlier, when does McFarlane really 100% nail the likeness? And when I say McFarlane, I mean McFarlane Toys, not Todd McFarlane himself. So, but I have to say, I think they did a good job on the paint. I like the overall colors of this. Yes, it is much more reminiscent of that comic book adaptation of the movie, which, you know, it's supposed to, because that's what they had to base this on. So, again, overall, it's just a little shiny. Maybe a little dull coat would fix that up. I don't know. I usually don't do that. This part I'd like to keep shiny, the tie piece. So, let's talk about his articulation real quick. He looks up that high. He looks down that low. He's got chicken neck. He's got waggle. He can do the full exorcist. And I do believe the neck is a separate piece, but there's not a lot of movement going on there. 360 degrees of rotation at the shoulder. It's got that weird hinge in it, so it kind of goes back a little bit. The overlay is hindering it up. It doesn't really go forward much. It'll go down a little bit. It'll go up a little bit. It does have a cut at the upper bicep, 360 degrees of rotation there. And then I can get mine to raise his arm up. Not quite 90 degrees. If you push it a little bit, it'll hit 90 degrees. Then he's got a double hinged pinned elbow. And it gives you that much bend. So that's really good. 360 degrees of rotation at the wrist. And of course it's on that ball joint. And you can turn it to go up and down, in and out, at angles, whatever you want to do with it. And same thing on this side as well. I can't really tell what's going on under the overlay. There feels like there's a hinge in there. So anyway, it does give him lots of hula. He can do a 360 degree rotation. He can lean left and right. He leans back about that far. And he can lean forward about that far. And the overlay feels like it's hindering that up just a bit. So at the hips, he gives you that much of the splits. Almost the full splits. He can kick forward 90 degrees approximately, if not exactly. He kicks back that far, but it does open up right there. So there's no give at all. So there's no twist there at the hip for the thighs. Double hinged pinned knee, and it will give you that much bend. And then at the ankles, he's got the ball joints. And will they spin around? Yes. They spin 360 degrees. They tilt down that far. They tilt up slightly. Not really much at all. The pants kind of get in the way. And then he does have toe tilt. About 90 degrees worth of it. Maybe not quite 90 degrees worth of it. But it's close. So the way that the hair works, you just kind of pull it off and you can see he's got, you know, these gouges down the side of his head and that big knob on the top. And then you just kind of line all that up. And this hairpiece and hat, it fits much better than the other one. And I like this look better anyway. This is probably how I'm going to have mine set up with the hat on. And there you have it, my friends. That's a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition, The Joker, from the comic book adaptation of Batman 1989. With in the back there the regular release of 89 Batman, which I think was also a McFarlane Collector Edition. And then also we have the Amazon exclusive 89 Batman that came with the 89 Batmobile. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition, The Joker from the 89 Batman comic book adaptation, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander from Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final ramblings on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition, The Joker from 89 Batman comic book adaptation. It doesn't say that on the box, but we all know that that is what it is. And I do have that comic book adaptation. I still have it. The Prestige format version. And, you know, I liked the artwork in that book. I thought it was very matching to the visuals in the movie. The colors may have been a little bit more comic booky than what they used in the movie. But overall, I'd have to say this is a nice version of the 89 Joker, and probably the closest we're going to get at an affordable price point. Because we all know Jack does not like to license out his likenesses for cheap, at least. He might like to do it and just like to do it really expensively, but he doesn't like to do it cheaply. And so, you know, and like I said earlier, I think this is probably as close as McFarlane Toys would have gotten to a likeness, even if they had gotten the rights to do Jack Nicholson's likeness. So there is that. But I think, you know, I think this is a pretty good version, and I do like the colors on it. I do wish that it had a dull coat, or the some of the plastic hadn't been shiny. Like his shirt should have been shiny, but his coat should not have been shiny. And his pants shouldn't have been shiny. And maybe his tie, bow tie, doodad should have been shiny. Like, well, it is shiny, so maybe that is correct. But the shirt should have been, you know, kind of shiny. And I guess it's coming around here in the lights. I guess it is a little bit shiny. But I like the overall look of this. I do like the accessories that it comes with. I think they're very appropriate. The cane, as you can see, as he's rotating on the platform here, you know, it's bent, it's very flimsy, and the gun barrel on the long version, I'm sure the short version's kind of flimsy too, but the long one is a bit flimsy as well. So over time, doing these two pieces in a display may cause warping. So I'm not a big fan of that real soft plastic for accessories. I'm sure there are some instances where it makes sense, but you know, this is specifically labeled ages 17 and up, so those things should not equate into the accessories for this. But you know, again, I like the colors. They're very comic booky. The hairpiece without the hat can be a little iffy. You have to work at it a bit. The ball joints in the wrists are very tight on mine. It's hard to maneuver them around, and in fact, I popped them apart while I was trying to maneuver them around, and there is some oil in there. It's just, I don't know if it's just like locked in the bottom of that joint, but once I kind of took the heat and the tweezers and loosened it up a bit. The oil kind of lubricated everything on it. But you know, I like the look of this guy. It's very... I know there's some of you may not remember that when a movie came out, we got a comic book adaptation of it. And that's all the big tentpole movies all had comic book adaptations of them, because when they started doing those, home video, even VHS, wasn't always readily available. And in fact, I remember when Batman came out on VHS, it was one of the first ones that was like $20 for a VHS. At least that's the way I remember it. And I could be wrong, but you know, I don't think I am. It's the first one I remember being around $20. It was 1999, I want to say. So finally, my Keaton Batman has his sort of Nicholson Joker to go with him. And that's both of them. One that came with the Amazon Batmobile, 89 Batmobile. And the one that, you know, the regular McFarlane Collector's Edition, I guess is what it was. I don't remember at this point. But it's the one with the sticks and the cape and that one. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.